In 2023, over a third, 37% of Americans could not cover a $400 emergency in cash or its equivalent, a Federal Reserve report found. Americans owe $1.13 trillion on credit cards. We owe $12.25 trillion on mortgages, $1.6 trillion on vehicle loans, and $1.9 trillion for student loans. Did you know that the average American is exposed to over 4,000 ads per day? The advertising industry spends billions of dollars each year to persuade us to buy their products. In fact, the global advertising market is projected to reach $1.3 trillion by 2025. But what's the real cost of this advertising frenzy? We're programmed to consume media all day long, compare our lives with fake influencers, and spend our hard-earned money on things that we don't need, often at the cost of our financial well-being. But here's the catch. These satisfying purchases often snowball into debt, and before you know it, you're stuck working to pay for things you barely use. This is where the rat race begins, where consumerism traps us and we start running. Do you find yourself constantly working but making little financial progress? Do you belong to the 76% of the population that lives paycheck to paycheck and will face serious problems if they suddenly lose their jobs? Do you feel like you are progressing in your career, but at the same time you get more and more bills coming at you? If you answered with a yes to one or more of these questions, then you might be fighting a losing battle and struggling with what is called the rat race. Today in our quest, we will educate you with the financial literacy, what it is, and why it is so important for us to learn and teach to your teens, as their schools have failed to teach them about money management. Welcome to Quest for Clarity, the channel where you can learn something new every day in just 15 minutes. Join us for bite-sized lessons that will leave you informed, inspired, and hungry for more. Dive in with us today to unleash the harsh reality of rat race, a race that you are never going to win unless you have mastered the skill of money management, which you are going to learn in this video. What is rat race? The money trap. The notion of rat race is based on the concepts, needs and wants. Let's say you work hard in the office just to get your paychecks at the end of every month. The paycheck you get is enough to meet your needs. It can pay your rent, buy you food and clothes, and you can pay your commuting expenses. So far it's all good, but you are a human. And like every other human, you have desires, you have wishes. So now you desire to buy your own house to live in. So you work even more harder, you work overnight to meet your targets and get the promotion to earn more. And let's say somehow you manage to buy your dream house. But wait, now you realize that this house requires maintenance, electricity supply, water supply, and whatnot. So you work even more harder to meet the monthly expenses which have rose due to the house that you bought. And let's say your hard work paid you well, and now your condition is stable. So now you wish to buy a new car. This cycle goes on and you keep working hard because now you know that working hard at office pays your bills. But by the time you realize you're already stuck in a rat race. So as our earnings go high, our desire to own expensive things go high as well. But what we don't understand is that these things are not assets but a liability. Thus giving rise to an endless cycle of income and expenses. However, do they need these goods? In most cases, the answer is negative. These are needs created by advertising and large corporations who benefit from the rat race, making consumers believe that they need to acquire them to achieve a higher degree of well-being and ultimately to be happier. Now here comes the big question that what if we start earning more money? Like what if we tenfold our monthly income? Will that help us to escape this rat race? Sadly, but the answer is no. Mike Tyson, the former heavyweight boxing champion, went bankrupt in 2003 despite earning over $300 million throughout his career. Nicolas Cage was once one of Hollywood's highest-paid actors, with an enviable $215 million fortune in today's money. However, it all came crashing down in 2009 when Cage found himself on the brink of bankruptcy, owing the U.S. IRS a hefty $14 million in back taxes. According to a survey, 70% of lottery winners go bankrupt within a few years. These financial downfalls are a fascinating example of how the rat race mentality can affect even the wealthiest individuals. Increasing one's income and getting more money will not solve the problem, because those in the rat race have a flawed money mindset and will immediately increase their expenses in a proportionate way so that there is no tangible financial progress. To sum up, escaping the rat race is not about winning the lottery or inheriting a fortune. It's about reprogramming our financial mindset, understanding the power of passive income, the significance of financial education, and the duality of debt. How to escape this rat race? Let's discuss the fundamental lessons about money that our school system has failed to teach us that could save you years of running in circles and provide the tools needed to jump off the wheel and really start living. But why our school failed to teach the most important lesson about money and wealth creation? Why are we taught algebra, geometry, and chemistry, but not how to handle money, understand taxes, or invest wisely? Well, the sad truth is, our education system was designed during the industrial era with the prime objective of producing disciplined, obedient workers for factories and industries. But don't you worry, we may have missed these lessons in school, but that doesn't mean we can't learn them now. We promise you that by the end of this video, you will be able to first self-evaluate your financial situation and then follow the exact steps to pull yourself out of this otherwise never-ending race. Step number 1. Always pay yourself first. We spend money we don't have on things we don't need to impress people who don't care about us. This is the root cause of all your financial problems. Pay yourself first is an investor mentality that encourages you to save money before you spend it. If you direct some of your paycheck to a savings or investment account, that is, pay yourself first before you do anything else with that money. Let us explain. The average monthly income for a U.S. citizen is $6,000. So according to Pay Yourself First, at least 20% of your monthly income, that is $1,200 saving or investing account. And then you will plan all your expenses in the remaining 80% of your income. That 20% of Pay Yourself First will never be compromised at any cost. By applying this rule, you will have at least $14,400 US in your saving or investment account by the end of the year. Isn't it fantastic? Step number 2. Now let your money start working for you. Now, after a year of planning and saving, you have $14,400 US in your account. Now it's time to put your money to work of you. Remember, each of your dollar is like your soldier who will go out and fight for you to win more soldiers for you, and together they will keep on increasing. It's your duty to take wise decisions to keep adding your soldiers and make a mighty army that work for you day and night while you can do whatever you like. Always protect your soldiers from bad decisions and make sure not to lose any of your soldier rush dollar. The capital investment should always be safe. Never let yourself in those fake Ponzi schemes or fake financial gurus who claim to make you rich overnight. Step number 3. Make compound growth work for you. Compounding is a powerful investing concept that involves earning returns on both your original investment and on returns you received previously. For compounding to work, you need to reinvest your returns back into your account. For example, you invest $14,400 US and earn a 10% rate of return. In the first year, you would make $1,440, bringing your total investment to $15,840. if you reinvest your return. Next year, you would earn a return on your total $15,840 investment. If your return were once again 10%, you'd make $1,584, bringing your total investment to $17,424. The average American works for around 45 years, typically from their early 20s to their mid-60s. According to a calculation, our initial investment of $14,400 and with a monthly contribution of $1,200 in these 45 years' time with an interest rate of 10% per annum, your investment will turn into $11,401,852. Now imagine retiring with 11.5 million USD with one simple step of pay yourself first and let it grow by compound effect. Over the long term, compound growth can multiply your initial investment exponentially while you just sit and enjoy and letting your money grow. Be aware of good and bad debts. While bad debts drain your wealth, good debts can actually grow it. A bad debt might be borrowing money to buy a car, which depreciates over time. On the other hand, good debt might be a mortgage for an investment property that provides rental income and appreciates over time. Understanding this difference helps us make smarter financial decisions and leverage debt to our advantage. To sum up, escaping the rat race is not about winning the lottery or inheriting a fortune. It's about reprogramming our financial mindset, understanding the power of passive income, the significance of financial education, and the duality of debt. Although these are lessons our schools fail to teach us, it is never too late to learn. Remember, we are not destined to remain stuck in the rat race. With the right knowledge and actions, we can liberate ourselves and step into a world where money serves us, and we are not enslaved by it. And in this new world, our potential is limitless. We can create, explore, and live life on our terms. Isn't that a life worth striving for? I believe it is. So let's equip ourselves with the financial knowledge we were denied in school and confidently stride towards the exit of the rat race.